Every element of successful design tells us how to think and what to do. Hello to all viewers of my channel. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and decode the secret language of design that's all around us.
Okay, so let's get right into it. The things we see every single day, the objects, the websites, the ads, they aren't just there by chance. Every little choice, the font, the color, the shape, it's all part of a very deliberate language. It's a system of hidden signals designed to guide our thoughts, spark our emotions, and influence what we do, often without us even realizing it's happening.
So how are we going to crack this code? Well, first, we'll learn to actually read this secret language. Then we'll dig into what it's trying to do, from seducing us to promising efficiency and even engineering how we feel. And trust me, by the end of this, you are going to see the world in a completely new way.
All right, first up, let's talk about this secret language. We are just bombarded with these visual messages all day, every day. The real trick is learning how to stop, take a second, and actually read what they're trying to tell us.
Let's just take a simple poster for a play. See that heavy, blocky font? That's not just a random choice. It feels weighty, serious. And the stark black and white photo? That screams that this story is going to be raw and unfiltered. And all that empty space around the text? That's not wasted space. It's creating this dramatic tension. So before you've even read a word about the plot, the design is already whispered in your ear. Hey, this isn't some lighthearted comedy. Get ready to think.
And this really shows you the two layers that are always at play. On the surface, the obvious message is, yep, I'm a simple green vase. But the hidden message, the one that zings right to our subconscious, is so much richer. That natural color, that smooth form, it suggests a connection to nature. It feels comfortable, totally unpretentious. It's not some fancy, delicate thing you're afraid to touch. It's got this warm, inviting vibe.
So, what's the very first thing design tries to do with this secret language? Well, it tries to seduce you. It has to. Before design can tell you anything or solve any problem, it has to accomplish one critical mission. It's got to get your attention. It needs to create this powerful lure that makes you want to lean in and look closer.
So, how does it do that? Well, it works on 3 different levels. First, there's the visceral level. That's just your gut reaction. It's totally biological. You see bright, colorful fruit, and you just think, that looks delicious. Second is behavioral design, which is all about how easy something is to use. We know from experience that a round wheel just works, so we trust it. And then there's the third level, reflexive design. And this one's all about us, our self-image. Carrying a Starbucks cup isn't just about the caffeine, it's about the identity and the status that comes with it.
Let's look at this in the real world. For the 1984 LA Olympics, the designers used this incredibly bold, vibrant color palette. They completely flipped the script, changing LA's image from a city of smog and traffic to one of pure energy and creativity. And then you have Eros magazine, which seduced a whole new audience by treating erotica with this super high-end, sophisticated design. It felt less like a cheap magazine and more like a collectible art book you'd want on your coffee table. Now, a secret weapon in the art of seduction is something called the golden ratio. It's this mathematical proportion that you find everywhere in nature, in seashells and flowers, even in the spiral of a hurricane. And here's the crazy part. Our brains are literally hardwired to find this ratio beautiful and balanced. It's this invisible tool that makes everything from ancient buildings to the logo on your phone just feel right. It's a quiet, powerful form of seduction. But hey, design isn't always about seduction. Sometimes its biggest job is to make a promise, the promise of efficiency. This is when design's main goal isn't to be pretty, but to scream clarity, simplicity, and effectiveness. This whole idea really hit its stride with the Bauhaus school back in the 1920s. They were reacting against all the super ornate, decorative styles of the past. Their argument was simple. In this new age of machines, real beauty comes from pure function. No frills, no fluff, just honest-to-goodness purpose. This old Volkswagen ad for the Apollo lunar module just nails that idea perfectly. I mean, look at it. The lunar module wasn't sleek or elegant. It was clunky, it was awkward. But it was one of the most effective, brilliant machines ever built. Its incredible success made its so-called ugly, functional form a thing of absolute beauty. So designers have this whole visual toolkit to signal efficiency. You'll see clean, geometric shapes. You'll see clear, sans-serif fonts that feel direct and modern. Asymmetrical layouts that create a feeling of energy and forward movement. And above all, you'll see minimalism, the idea that less really is more. When you see these cues, your brain gets a clear message. This is competent, this is trustworthy, this works. So, We've seen how design can seduce us and how it can promise to be efficient. But what about making us feel something? That's where we get into emotional engineering. This is design that goes beyond just logic and speaks right to our hearts, carefully crafted to make us feel very specific emotions. Just look at how the visual language for a single emotion, love, has changed over time. Back in the 1880s, you had these super ornate Victorian valentines, communicating love with symbols of innocence and purity. Now, fast forward to the 1960s. The grainy, ambiguous cover for Hiroshima monomer communicates something totally different, a complex, tragic adult passion. The feeling is universal, but design tells us how we should feel about it.
But emotions aren't always so big and dramatic. What about the tricky ones? Here's a question. How can design solve a problem that's, well, sensitive? Maybe even a little embarrassing to talk about. Can it use something like humor?
Okay, check out this absolutely genius solution. The problem? Choosing the right condom size can be a really awkward, maybe even shameful experience for people. The design solution? Use different vegetables as a visual metaphor for the different sizes. It is hilarious, it's instantly understandable, and it totally disarms the whole situation. The humor here does way more than just make you chuckle. It replaces a negative emotion, embarrassment, with a positive one, solving a real-world problem with a huge dose of empathy and wit. Brilliant.
So, we've walked through the secret language of design, from seduction and efficiency all the way to engineering our emotions. So what does this all mean for you right now? It means you basically have a new superpower. You have the tools to decode the constant stream of messages all around you.
If there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that design is never silent. It is always speaking to you. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. Just look around you. Right now, what is the design in your room telling you? Is the chair you're sitting on designed for pure efficiency or for comfort? Is that lamp on your desk trying to be seductive, or is it just functional? Once you start asking these kinds of questions, I promise you will never see the world the same way again. Subscribe to the channel and like, and also suggest your topics for future videos in the comments.